name is Kavya, and I'm going to be talking about the differences between 1999 and 2011 Hunter x Hunter. The story starts on Whale Island with a small boy named Gon, who's an aspiring boy who wants to become a hunter just like his father. But he had never known anything about his father because his father probably went to get the milk and he never came back. Anyway, he had his Aunt Mito. So he found out more information through Aunt Mito after begging her for I don't know how many times. But after doing so, he finally got some information of his dad overall. At least that's kind of what happened in the 1999 version. Gon then shows Aunt Mito that he would do anything to become a hunter. So Aunt Mito says you have to catch the biggest fish in town if you really want to become a hunter. Also, biggest fish. I forgot what they call it actually. This is such a tacky presentation. Okay, now you keep listening, okay? So he catches a fish because he's Gon, he's the main character. What does the main character not able to do? Then he shows that Aunt Mito, I caught the fish. So he shows Aunt Mito his hunter application card, and Aunt Mito reluctantly but sighingly, she signs it for Gon. And then he's off to become a hunter after hugging Aunt Mito, telling her that he loves her so much and thinks of her like a mom. Yes, that is the plot summary. We all know how important openings are to an anime. First of all, there needs to be a good opening because it kind of indicates what the remainder of the show may look like. So honestly, I'm not going to get too much into the details of what I really wrote here, but mostly they all contrast between each other and it shows their wilderness, and Gon mainly because it was kind of where he was born, because he likes nature, he's connected with nature, and he feels more drawn to, I don't know, natural things. And then Kurapika, nothing too much of him to say. He is very adorable here. I love Kurapika. Oh my gosh, please. And then we have Killua. He's just swinging his legs. He's calm, you know. And then Leorio is also, he's just gurgling water in the background. He's just connected with everyone, and everyone is connected with each other. This kind of foreshadows what's going to happen in the Hunter exam because they're all connected. They're all friends, though. They all immediately become friends, which I think is a great thing because it shows friendship and overall greatness. So that's the opening difference for 1999. I'm gonna be so for real. I kind of gave up on this slide, but as you can see, 2011, the version, the song is more upbeat, departure, and the colors, they're all bursting with flavor, and it keeps the audience engaged with, what they want to find out about Hunter x Hunter. So that's all about 2011. This would rather be more towards, I would say, art style. So, of course, between characters, there's always going to be differences, especially if it's between 1999 and 2011. In 1999, in my eyes, the art style kind of is similar to Togashi's manga. So, I think that's a really cool thing. But in 2011, the art style is kind of similar to Togashi's art style, but it's not as near as a 1999 version, but it does not entirely resemble that. I actually find the 1999 to be a little more fluid, unlike 2011. It's a little more rough around the edges, but I think it's still a great addition, and I love both of the styles. There's nothing wrong with either of them, and I'm not on anyone's side. I just think the 1999 art style, to me, conveys eye-appealing colors, themes, and more addition towards character development. So, yes, that is about characters. Now, I just really wanted to add this into the PowerPoint because I really loved this scene. This was a scene between Aunt Mito and Gon when, during one part in the Hunter exam, Gon was in the woods and he just, he was in a mind consumble after Hisoka taking his badge and Gon feeling as if he's not strong, which will come up later. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but this scene kind of shows how close Aunt Mito and Gon were when, Gon was a child. I feel like it really draws the attention, and I love this scene. It's adorable, and it conveys so much strong emotions, and I feel emotional even when I look at it. Thinking and even imagining that Gon considers Aunt Mito as his own mother, wow, it's a very great thing to even think of. Now the text here may seem long, but to sum it up for you guys, boat. That's all I have to say. Boat is what was going on here. It was just an extra addition during one part of the Hunter exam where everyone was so confused after a day of landing in a hotel where these two young couples were showing them kind of guys need to pay a lot of money to get in here, but they didn't have any money on their hands, so they actually used their heads and had to go find treasure around the area. So they found some deep good treasures. Then they sold it off to get into the hotel, which in the end actually in the middle of the night, Gon heard something. Then everyone walked out and they're leaving. They're leaving with the boat that they came from the other part of the Hunter exam. Now everyone has to figure out what the heck is going on. So that is kind of what this kind of showed. Gon and Killua find a resourceful book later, and they kind of show it. And Kurapika finally understands what is going on. Everybody understands. So I think they all began to, understand that they need to work together to solve this issue. They have a limited amount of time because there's a natural disaster that may happen in a very less amount of time. So they all have to figure out some sort of plan, come up with it. So that's all I have to say. So I just wanted to say why I like that addition. I think it adds to the overall storyline, and it kind of connects to the watchers of something that they're not used to. It's brand new. It's not really, I don't know if it's in the book, because, yes, I'm a fan, and I haven't read the book. Oh my gosh. Anyways, yes, I really don't know if that was added in the book or not. But I think that, aside, the people who watched 2011, if they watched the 1999 version, they may like this because of this addition. So it also shows more about leadership and the importance of working together as a team. Emotionally, the Hunter exam is pretty dangerous, so the applicants are able to, relate to each other, which led them to work together. Also, yes, this last part is a little controversial. You don't have to be Asian to be smart, but most Asians are pretty smart. I'm Asian, so let's be for real. They're Asian and they're smart. They have distinctive roles on fixing the ship properly before leaving the island. And also, in these pictures, there's more tension to Leorio's situation, where he had to go underground to figure out to get the starting materials for the ship. There were certain materials that they needed to get the ship going. Like I said, certain rules for the ship. And then we have Gon saving Leorio. He really wanted to prove his leadership here, which shows a lot about the 1999 version. That is why I liked it. Kurapika being the captain of the ship? OMG! He's an engineer, a mathematician, he knows historian knowledge, and he has leadership skills. He is such a nerd. He's literally historically informed. He knows everything about this stuff. And he knows about, the Kurta clan, the background, everything. He's an engineer. He's a whole mathematician. No, y'all, I saw him plant the pencil on the ground. He started doing some math stuff to plant out whatever was going on in the boat. I lost my mind. And he's a leader. Look at that one picture. He's leading a whole team of people with Hanzo. He's his co-leader, but I only see Kurapika in my eyes because he's my favorite character. Yes, this is just an extra slide. I'm going to be talking about Gon. Gon in the 1999 version. He's definitely very noticeable than the 2011 version, because there's more emotions behind his actions. In other words, there's more value to his character than what some of the scenes in the 2011 version may have depicted. I don't remember if this was the third phase or the second phase, because honestly, guys, I can't keep track of the phases of the Hunter exam and I was too lazy to go back. But anyways, during one of the phases in the Hunter exam, after, his little scandal with Hisoka in the woods, he feels as if he's useless and weak because he hadn't gotten Hisoka's badge by himself. He also, quote, "I don't know how I made it this far. It must have been all the help I've been getting from my friends. I thought I was doing everything myself." What a fool I was. The truth is, I can't do anything on my own. It's been like that since the beginning. All I do is slow everyone else down, and it doesn't matter if I take these badges, I still won't make it. That quote is honestly very sad to me, but it also kind of adds towards like Gon's feelings of what was going on right now. And that wasn't really shown in the 2011 version. He wasn't talking about himself like that, and we never really got to see his character. What was he going through in his mind, during the thing with Hisoka? He wanted to prove himself that he was a leader to everyone. That's why he felt this way. He felt so pressured inside that I have to show everyone that I am worthy enough to be a good leader. But that is how he felt. So yeah, this scene shows a lot more about Gon than his usually carefree personality. It shows that he can feel weak as all humans, as this is showing. And characters that go through this, improve based on situations that happen maybe later in the story, but right now, yeah. So I like this scene because not only was it a better edition than 2011, but it showed more consideration towards Gon's overall character arc and growth. So that is him in 1999. Depression maximum level. So going in the 2011 version, unlike the 1999 version, during one of the parts in the Hunter exam, he doesn't really go through the depressed state of mind, and he remains humble until later. Yes, he does go into a depressive state of mind, but not until later, somewhere around like the Chimera Ant arc. So he remains carefree without the thought of making anyone upset or even disappointing himself. Although that's the case, Gon still shows more character growth towards his nature of wanting to beat Hisoka in a fight and prove himself to be strong. That shows his mentality of becoming a better person. There's many times that he wants to show himself being a better person, but still that Hunter exam drove him to having a fight with Hisoka. So, it still showed that he wanted to be worthy to show himself as a good leader. So, his character arc changed in the way he thinks of himself later in the series, during the Chimera Ant arc. He feels strong emotions that falter with the way he thought of himself and blaming himself for an accident that he didn't cause. He felt guilty for a close He felt guilty for a close person he had known since he was a child. Kite. And, I'm not going to get too much into Kite, but Kite was, he saved Gon from a little fox bear, a big fox bear, not a little one. Yes, he saved him and got a little life lesson. And then Gon found out that, he was actually the student of his father. So, yes, they talked a little bit maybe when Gon was a child. That's what happened. So, yes, he did lose him. Spoilers, obviously. Pito killed him. Anyways, I love Gon in the 2011 version still because of his kid-free nature and his need to go and adventure in the wild. He still does love nature. I mean, that is shown in both versions. But in the 2011, he wants to be out more. He wants to do things. And there's always this strong connection between those two things. So, yeah, he's still a child and deserves to live freely in the way that he's depicted in the 2011 version. That's all I want to say about Gon in 2011. Let's talk about Leorio. So we have Leorio in the 1999. Like all the other characters, he has promising character growth. During the first phase, see, I did remember, during the running bit of the Hunter exam, Leorio is found with Tampa, and as most of us know, Tampa is known as the Rookie Crusher. So he leads Leorio to a trap because Leorio had felt tired of running. But, little had they known that the trap held a sap tree that was able to cause hallucinations of your worst fears. Everyone actually thought that the tree was supposed to give strength and that they could be able to run later, but no, it was not. It was a lie. Tampa sucks. We all know that. Boo! L Tampa. Anyway, Leorio is found with tree sap and he has this hallucination of being unable to save his friend, unfortunately. And he still has this deep regret towards that, hence why he wants to become a doctor and get his Hunter license. So that scene kind of adds more to his character because it shows his purpose for being at the Hunter exam. Overall, it adds more depth to his character and makes Leorio's story more worth the watch. And it kind of draws us into the story, I hope we all love Leorio because I do. He is a man. He is such a gentle man. We're not going to talk about that one scene anyways. Justice for Leorio. Leorio in the 2011 version. Now, I love both versions, but actually, I love the 2011 version as well. And maybe just a teensy wincy bit more than the 1999. But I do love this version. So, um, it shows his care for others. This one kind of, showed more of that rather than the other one where he kind of had both of those things together. I wonder how the style would have looked if the Chimera Ant arc was actually done in that style. But anyways, for example, when Gon sacrificed himself for killing Pito and he ended up in the hospital in a critical condition, Leorio was so worried about him that he spoke about him publicly. And, even he encountered Jing about it because he knew how much Jing meant to Gon. So Leorio even tries to call for Kurapika to find out where he is, and he desires his presence to be there for Gon because they had all stuck together during the Hunter exam. They're a whole small family, you guys. And that kind of shows like Leorio's good personality, his willingness to help others and care for others. He's not just a man who desires money, he's a man who cares. Again, justice for Leorio. He is a good man and he deserves all the best in the world. Yes, he's kind and he wanted to help out. That is overall what he really wanted to do during Hunter x Hunter. Let's talk about the character Aiken, Killua, 1999 and 2011. So Killua during 1999, honestly, there weren't too many major differences that I, could point out between 1999 and 2011. But I do know, like, during the Illumi scene of the Hunter exam, when he was shown for his true self, he feels more frightened, like physically. So, of course he took in the words that Illumi said, but he feels so terrified. So he fears his brother rather than his words, which emotionally rubs off of him in 2011. So that scene kind of depicted Killua's sadness of being unable to be Gon's friend. He wants to be Gon's friend, he wants to be friends with others, and he wants to be a normal child, but he's only known as a cold-blooded assassin. So, in another one, if it weren't for Illumi's brainwashing, he would have passed the Hunter exam without killing an applicant. Killua just wants to live normally, like I said. He wants to be a carefree kid, and it's all because of his family. His family forbids it, and he cuts his will of wanting to be Gon's friend, or friends of anyone in that for any reason, in general. So yeah, that's Killua in 1999. Very unfortunate, very sad, and actually maybe very true in some cases, except the cold-blooded assassin for many people. You can tell the little contrast I made here in this slide, but Killua in 2011, comparatively to that, you can see the clear difference in the style. He is much more subtle and he is cutely shown. But there are some scenes that are able to match the way that it was supposed to be. But I'm gonna be honest, it did not even surpass 1999. But yes, he remains similar to that of the 1999 version, but the only two differences, like I said, were the scenes and the art style. So in Illumi's scene, Killua now feels more emotionally distraught than physically. I did not include that in this slide, but if you guys are not too lazy, you can go search that up and see the difference between the scene in 1999 and 2011, because there is definitely a clear difference, and I can see that. Kill was devastated with Illumi's words, obviously, and that's kind of caused him, to keep those words repeating in his head, even in the time of battle, telling him to back away, that don't fight opponents that are superior to you, Wow, I remember that. Anyways, yes, that picture right above the text is that exact scene where he feels like that. He actually removed Illumi's needle, where, he had brainwashed him that time during the Hunter exam and had fed him with words that he shouldn't have heard. Yes. Let's get to Kurapika, two sides of the same coin, also known as my favorite character in the whole wide world. Anyway, let's get serious, down to business for real. Kurapika 1999, he's like totally, anyway, yeah, storyline, right. So all the jokes aside, I feel like the 1999 version adds more depth to his character arc. And I think it's really well, actually. 1999 actually surpasses 2011 in terms of the way that he feels. There's much more emotional flavor to it. Right here, with the dark undertones of some scenes that were meant to be serious are shown to be very serious in the 1999 version. I think they best show the scenes like that. When his clan was slaughtered by the Phantom Troop, Kurapika wanted revenge, and I feel that drives him to a certain extent to be in the Hunter exam, all for revenge. So that that is really interesting to me, because that is kind of what attracts all of us listeners into this. So yeah, that leads me to the scenes that best show his anger and loathing hatred towards those people. The art style here is meant to be more threatening, like the atmosphere overall. That picture was actually the time of Gon, like when Gon was getting hurt and Kurapika was there. He was very assertive with his look, and it shows more about his character and more about Kurapika. He has a strong and promising glint in his eyes that ululates his revenge, but also screams of his loyalty for his friends. So like I said, it was Gon in the specific scene. Justice for Kurapika as well. Messed up one word in the last scene, and I am way too lazy to re-record that, so that is ululates. I'm pretty sure. Y'all, I'm gonna be real. I had no idea what that vocabulary word was. I had to look that up because I was so tired of using common words. I wanted to be a little professional. Anyway, Kurapika in the 2011 version, he's very interesting there as well. Either way, in every art style, he is so good looking. Stopping my thirsting for him, this art style tends to reflect more of a soft, subtle personality, similar to that of Killwa's, Gon's. It's kind of all of them, to be honest. And, there's not really too many scary undertones because you can see that there's a little coloration difference here. In the 1999 version, the colors were just a bit altered. That made it more threatening to me, personally. But the scene, the GIF at the bottom, that very, very best dissipates how he feels. So yes, the color palette differences are very prominent and strong here. So I feel like I like this version, because it adds more heart to Kurapika's story, makes us feel with him, The storyline here progresses faster, which as a result connects us watchers to be interested in his relationship to the Phantom Troop. But, this might be an opinion, and it could be possible the 1999 version. Some people could be liking that one more. But either way, Kurapika remains to get his revenge on the Phantom Troop. That really never changed, and he would like to avenge the Kurta clan, which is his clan. He would do anything for his clan. We know that he's a strong boy, he's a great person, and I can't wait to see more of him in the future. Some minor differences to the Hunter exam arc. There were some additions to the Hunter exam during many parts of the segment in the 1999 version, which I'm demonstrating through these pictures right here. So one of them, to the right, where Kurapika, not Leorio, Gon and Killua are sitting together, they're in a waiting room. And that specific activity that they were doing was not really shown in the 2011 version. So I think that was really funny, actually. It was very cute. Another one to the right again, Leorio and Hanzo, where they're running away. Some of the team is made to believe that the next portion of the Hunter exam was a writing test, so they literally all went to practice in a library. Leorio was gonna cheat. He hit a bunch of things in his head and body. It was hilarious. So again, we're gonna go down to the left. So because of the incident of being behind during the running phase of the Hunter exam, also the first phase, Killua has a little bomb that's able to blow open walls, which led them back to the race. I think that was very funny, personally. And then we have again to the left, this girl that was featured in the Hunter exam. She has black hair, and she boarded the ship to the next Hunter exam without access. but she had already lost. So, you know, what was his name? Me trying to recall. Okay, so she didn't really like the Zoldyck family because of the murder of her father. So in revenge, she came to target Killua, which led them to which tied them to the ball game that was shown in the 2011 version. But the girl was not shown in the 2011 version, and she wasn't like tied into the ball game after that. So that's kind of what happened. Oh, right, Netero. He was the one that was showing the girl that it's not okay to do that, and then a bunch of things happened after that. So that's all I have for this slide. Getting near the end, don't worry people who are lazy. The sound and the color of Nen? Whoa, crazy! In 1999, Nen is a prominent towards the story, and it's being used with sound and color. That is very cool. So each distinct practice is shown with different colors, which I think is a great addition to the 1999 version. They should have added that in 2011. There is a low hum that's being emitted from Nen users, and I think personally it was very calming, but it could also be a little bit unsettling, to be honest. If you're in a very quiet room and you just listen to it, wow. In 2011, Nen is just shown to have loud whooshing sound, but then later it doesn't have the hum of the Nen. So this Nen is shown to have no color. It remains white for each distinct practice. There's no other different colorations, like for example the picture all the way at the bottom. Enchantment, transmutation, conjuration, you see how they have different colors. For example, green, purple, red. Those are not shown in 2011. If we take a look at the top right, you can see that she has specialization. So she's able to have, she has a unique effect of Nen, and it also has color. So I think that would have been a great addition. Fortunately, we did not get that in the 2011 version. So that's all I have to say about this slide. I'm just gonna, quick little summary of what I noticed overall, not just characters and everything. The pacing is slow in the 1999 version, which may cause people to get bored of it, but the pacing is faster in 2011, which causes people to be more interactive and maybe they have a longer attention span with it. Color tones are different in the 1999. You can see that the color variations for some of the characters, whether it be through clothing or the atmosphere, it's definitely different. In 2011, colors are brighter, and there are definitely differences between the characters of the colors. So some characters are actually different than what they may seem to be. They have different, like I said, those additions to Gon's character times during the Hunter exam, or Leorio's hallucination, Killua blowing up a wall so that all of them could be coming through. Those are all different character things that may have happened in the Hunter exam. Tompa was actually a little bit decent after bed of the Hunter exam. He wasn't a total bad person. So yeah, that is pretty much what kind of drew me to make this PowerPoint. I love the 1999 version. I loved all the additions to it, the shipwreck, the story. It was very inspiring. Togashi, you have an excellent mind, and I'm so glad that I watched this anime and I was able to create this PowerPoint. I love this anime with all my heart. Please do notice that there are some characters that were not discussed thoroughly that play roles in the story. I may have been mentioning their names, but I did not discuss them completely. For example, I'll give 2 examples. Tompa, Kite, maybe another one, Ponzu. They were not discussed, and they kind of played a major role during the Hunter exam or other parts of the Hunter x Hunter show. On this slide, I just wanted to show Shizuku because she is so cute. Look at her. Beauty queen in the 1999 version. She's also very pretty in 2011, but I just wanted to show this because I know you guys don't get to see this every day. Lastly, thank you so much for listening to my voice and this weird PowerPoint that I put up together in like 2 days because I was stalling for the first week, and then the second week I was able to just pull it up and finish it up, wrap it up. Here you go, you got it. This is the difference between Hunter x Hunter 1999 and 2011. I hope you guys enjoyed. Whatever opinion you may have, be great. Have opinions. It's good to have opinions. Fight for those opinions. Have a good day, everyone.